It's shaping up to be a very impressive game. Starship Simulator is hitting its stretch goals on Kickstarter, and if the developers are able to pull this off, it could be one of the best, if not the best, exploration games out there. Of course, time will tell on that one, but so far it's looking very, very good. Now, I've spoken about this a few times over the past few weeks, but today I want to have a look at some of the extra features that the games are now likely going to have. Two of these include, or three of them actually, VR support, and this will be room scale VR support, alien structures in the game, shuttles, and hopefully, fingers crossed, and it's looking like this one is going to be likely, although still a little bit early days yet, planetary land-ins. So I'm going to go through each of these and let you know exactly what they're going to mean. VR support then was reached at the £140,000 stretch goal. And keep in mind that the funding goal for Starship Simulator was originally at £65,000, and as of this recording, they've currently hit £240,000. And that's from a total of 3,398 backers. So, this first stretch goal of VR support, what does that mean? Well, the Fleetyard Studios, the developer behind the game, have said perhaps one of the, well actually without a doubt they say one of the most common questions we've been asked over the past week is, will you be supporting VR? Turns out that they definitely will be now, and that means players will finally, after all this time, get the chance to walk around inside VR in their very own Star Trek inspired starship. And for me, that's something I've always wanted to do, whether it's walking around in engineering, going to one of the windows and just looking out at the vista of space, or simply seeing the warp corridor flow by, or of course standing on the bridge and looking at the view screen. VR then is something that adds immensely to simulated type games, whether that's Elite Dangerous, Microsoft Flight Simulator, or indeed a Starship Simulator. Now, as a way of thanks, the development team are saying that they're going to be adding VR support to the next build of the public demo. That's the free demo that's available over on Steam. So this VR support that's going to be in the demo won't be as good as the final version. They say it's going to be simple and unoptimized, but at least it will be able to allow players to teleport their way around the ships, as well as to interact with the various UIs using the motion controllers. So yeah, it's a taste of VR rather than the full thing, but well, it's nice that they're going to add this into the free demo anyway. Now, moving on, the next big stretch goal was alien structures and shuttles. So this was the £220,000 stretch goal. Now, from where I'm sitting, as far as I can see, this is obviously going to add a significant amount of additional work to the game. But reading through the developer's update on this particular stretch goal, it seems that this feature has been long planned. So, how does it work? Well, it turns out that this certainly won't be a wasted development time, as it's the initial step, a critical step along the road to planetary landings, and this is a stretch goal that it looks very likely the project is going to hit. That's the £300,000 stretch goal, and I'm going to talk about planetary landings, even though at the moment it seems a little bit early to do so, but you know, I think it is actually going to happen. So, in terms of content, the shuttles and alien structures will add two key components to the game in addition to what's already there. Alien structures then will be things that you can find as you're travelling around in space, travelling around the galaxy in FTL. You may come across derelict alien ships and stations. These, they say, could be remnants of long-dead civilizations, abandoned research outposts, or even just simply ghost ships drifting silently through space. It seems there's two ways planned to get to these alien structures. One of those will be using EVA to get across to their docking port, or the alternative is to land your shuttle in the alien structure's shuttle bay. The interiors of these structures are going to be procedurally generated, and that means hopefully there should be a decent variety of interiors to explore. The intent behind these is to create an RPG-style dungeon crawler, the devs say. The implication here is that this could involve combat of some type, as they suggest the areas will be infested by unpleasant critters, at least potentially. But other activities will be in there, such as powering up these areas, restoring power, or even shutting down some ancient defense systems. The goal then, it seems, is to create additional content for players to locate as they're exploring the galaxy. Now, as for the shuttles themselves, these are completely independent vessels that can be used entirely separate from your main starship. So the plan is to introduce different shuttles here. Some of them will be transport shuttles, others might be utility vehicles. Each of these will have their own capabilities. Now, one thing, because they're so small, they don't have their own FTL drive, so they can't get up to high speed and get from star system to star system. Their main focus is in transporting crew and cargo between your main ship and nearby locations. Those nearby locations will be the aforementioned alien structures. But additionally, if they hit the next stretch goal, which is looking increasingly likely at £300,000, they will be introducing planetary land-ins. Now, how this actually works remains a complete mystery at the moment, as there's no information on that. It could be we get entirely full-scale planets here to explore, entire full-scale planetary surfaces, that is, as the planets themselves I do believe are full-scale. Or it could be that each planet will have a map to explore. The information on that, I hope, will come at a later date when this stretch goal is finally hit. Either way, in my opinion, it doesn't matter too much whether there's an entire planet here or a map to explore. Both will be good, just so long as the quality of these services are decent really, and actually measure up. And the interesting thing about Starship Simulator is that it does have a full-scale realistic galaxy, and that means a whole variety of different planets. And yes, that would include rocky worlds, moons, as well as full-on atmospheric planets. So getting to take a look at these could be, well, very interesting for exploration, to say the least. Time will tell though, and I don't want to talk about it too much until they do hit that stretch goal and we get some more information on it. Either way, that's an update on how things stand with Starship Simulator right now, and it's looking like things are coming along very nicely. So if you're interested in finding more out about the project or would like to back it, then do check out that link in the video description. Thanks for watching the video all the way to the end, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.